Yo, what's up, people? This are Ojamas in Pyjamas, and today I'm bringing you a brand new deck profile from Red. And Red, you went 5-0 in our little tournament with that deck, was pretty good. So, what were you playing?
I played Oda's Magician deck, you know, the Pendulum deck that you could easily make with the new structure deck that was released in, I think, December. Yes, December. And
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I made it because it's in budget at first. I mean, the core of the deck is quite budget, to be honest. The Inside Magicians, for example. Yes, because they are in the structure deck. Of course, there are some cards like Apex Avian that are pretty expensive, but I have to say I had luck because I once bought a couple of Hidden Arsenal packs, and well, I got them there.
Yeah. So that was, it was a friend tournament, and we didn't play with side decks, and
Yeah.
there were a few proxies you had, because those haven't arrived in mail,
Yes.
if I remember correctly. So, yeah, okay. So
Yes,
go
so
ahead.
let's get started. First, we'll start off with the main deck. We play 3 Dragon Pit Magicians, pretty stable with the scale of 8 and his spell and trap removal pendulum effects. Always nice to clear back row and to set up your scales. Also, he's level 7, so if you already have one in your pendulum scale, you can use the other 2 if you want. I usually play safe and play only one via pendulum summon. I always keep the third one if something should happen to my magician that lies in the pendulum zone. But yeah, very good cards from the structure deck. So very cheap. Then I play this 2 times. I replace it with the new super rare magician from Breakers of Shadows once I get them. I haven't been able to get them yet, so I simply play this card because it has a pretty nice scale of 1. It has a monster removal effect, which can always come in handy. And as the Dragon Pit Magician, they too were in the structure deck, so again, very cheap card.
I got you.
Next we play, of course, 3 Oda's Pendulum Dragons. Awesome cards. Big beta, level 7 for your XYZ plays. Also good support for your scales. Yeah, if you basically place him in your Pendulum zone. During your end phase you can destroy him, which means he's sent to the extra deck. And then you can simply search out another Pendulum monster, which is always nice because you don't lose your scale really, and you get an Oda save from your extra deck to your extra deck that you can summon later on if you have the required scale.
Okay.
Then we have 3 Inside Magicians.
Best card.
Yeah, pretty much the best card. Pretty obvious why I played that 3. I don't look forward to the day where the TCG decides to limit this card like they did in OCG. I mean, the deck is still playable afterwards, but at 3 it's simply very powerful.
Yeah.
Yes, basically the search of the deck, and you can make your rank 4 XYZ plays with it. So definitely needs to be in a Pendulum deck in general, if you ask me. Then we have 2 times this card. Yeah, he has also multiple functions. For example, yeah, as you can see, he has a scale of 2, which is a pretty nice scale. Also, he's used for the rank 6 XYZ plays, and now with another card I'll see later in this profile. And he has a pretty nice recycling effect. For example, if you use the Pendulum effect of Dragon Pit Magician, you have to discard something from your. You have to discard the Pendulum monster from your hand in order to activate it. And if you then summon this card via Pendulum summon, you can recycle that card easily. So, yeah. Also, it has a pretty nice Pendulum effect, which I don't use very often, but sometimes there are situations when this can come in very handy.
Also good with Inside Magician to bring him back.
Yes, Then we play 2 Xanki magicians. Like the other Pendulum Dragon, it's a good beta. Also, it has a pretty nice monster effect, because it can negate the effects of open light monster on the field. That can come in very handy sometimes, depending on the deck your opponent plays. And also, his scale of 3 is very nice, and of course, his Pendulum effect is only used to summon the other Rebellion Dragon. I honestly don't know any other card then that can benefit from this effect. Maybe you know it. If you know, if you do, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. But yeah, also he's also a good use for the rank 7 XYZ plays, of course. Then I played the tuner only once because I had problems with it at 3. It was constantly sitting dead on my hand, and when I couldn't do anything really with it. The same happened when I played it at 2. So after finally deciding to play that one, that problem disappeared. So I decided to stay with it at 1. Yeah, I agree. You can't do synchro summons very often, but you don't have to actually.
No.
You can still search him if you really need him for situations. For example, when you need to nuke the field with Black Ghost Dragon, you can always search him with Insight Magician, Pendulum Call, and all that stuff. So if you need him, you'll find possibilities to bring him out. So I think 1 is really enough.
Yeah, I think you shouldn't want more than 1. It's more than okay with 1.
So then we have this guy 2 times.
No triple on the searcher.
No.
Explain that.
Actually, yes. I found it a bit cloggy, I have to be honest, at 3. I always thought of switching it back to 3, but it simply was better for me at 2. I don't know why. It was just this case, and yeah, well, you can search with him, of course. It's a good card. It has a good scale of 8, but to be honest, you shouldn't use that scale because its Pendulum effect is.
It pretty much sucks at the scale.
Yeah, it's quite shitty, so I wouldn't recommend it. And of course, you use him for your rank 4 XYZ plays. Then we have Triple Unicorn. I mean, it's pretty obvious why I played that 3. Very nice effect. And you have to consider this. That yeah, well, its effect says that you need to send one of your Pendulum monsters back to the hand. And this can, for example, be him. So you'll get another search in the next round because you can normal summon him again. Or this can also this can also work with another card that I'll show you immediately. So yeah, pretty strong card, perfect for removing nasty things on the field, and also quite a good scale of 2, and nice for your rank 6 XYZ plays, which you need sometimes. And we have 2 Bubunkus. Yeah, one of my Bubunkus hasn't still arrived. Damn postman.
No problem.
Yeah, so basically it's the searcher for your Unicorn, and in combination with the Unicorn, I mean, if you choose to send him back as the cost of Unicorn's effect, you can make a search on your next turn. So that's pretty nice. And yeah, I don't really use it, profit from a scale, or yeah, and I also don't have rank 3 XYZ monsters in my deck. So his real purpose only is to search out Unicorn.
Okay.
Then 3 Apexes, the other 2 again, that Postman. Yeah, pretty obvious actually. It's such an incredibly good card in this deck because you can easily destroy your opponent's place with it, and you can constantly do it because he'd simply return to your hand instead to the grave or whatever.
And a good level.
Yes.
Level 7.
Again, level 7, good for your XYZ plays. Yeah. Then we come to the spell cards. We have Triple Pendulum Call, pretty obvious. Very good searcher card. You're always getting a +1 because you have to discard one card and you can search out 2 cards. My most chosen targets for this card actually Dragon Pit Magician and Inside Magician. Sometimes it varies, but it's mostly those cards that I search with Pendulum Call.
Okay.
Then we have 2 Summoner's Art, and for searching the Dragon Pit Magician and currently the other Magician. But as I said, once I get the Super Rare Magician from Bosch, that won't be there anymore. So this card basically only serves as searching out the Dragon Pit Magician, which is very important in this deck. Make sure to protect your Dragon Pit Magicians if you can. Then we have 2 Sky Arcs. Pretty good field spell, very good synergy with the deck. It protects your scales, so basically also your Dragon Pit Magician, which should always be protected. And also pretty good effect that lets you destroy one of your cards on the field. It doesn't have to be one card from your scale. I always thought it had to be one of your scales, but it doesn't. It can be any card on the field. So you might be able to profit from that. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes. Then we have 2 Wavering Eyes. Yeah.
Again, why didn't you max out?
Because I don't have the third one.
Okay, I'll give you one later.
So yeah, 2/3 Wavering Eyes. I don't really have much to say about this card.
Yeah, absolutely absurd.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Especially if you play yourself a Pendulum deck. It's still awesome if you don't even play a Pendulum deck, as long as your opponent plays one.
Yeah, best Wavering Eyes is chaining Wavering Eyes on Wavering Eyes. And then you get all the stuff, your opponent gets none of it.
That is brutal.
Yeah.
Such stuff makes people cry.
Okay.
I can totally understand why they cry. Then, 1 Terraforming to search the field spell. Some people ask me, why don't you play 3 spell? Why don't you just play the field spell 3 times instead of 2 times at 1 Terraforming? It's simple because I play Terraforming because as soon as you play it, the card is gone. So your deck you basically have a 93 card deck.
Yeah.
If you can say it that way. So that's why I don't really play 3 field spells. Yes.
Yeah, consistency.
Yeah. Then one Giki.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing more to say about it.
Makes sense.
Then for the drafts, I play 1 Bottomless Pole, 1 Sudden Warning, will be replaced with Solemn Notice as soon as I get it, and 1 Mirror Force will be replaced with Shining Mirror Force as soon as I get it.
Okay, Storming, got there's 2.
I don't know when or if that will ever happen, but we'll see. Then we'll come to the extra deck. First we have 2 Oda's Absolute Dragon. Very good card. He's a big beater with 2,800 attack, and he has 2 very nice effects. The first one being able to negate an attack. It can be your own or the opponent's attack, so be aware of that. Then you can detach. You need to detach something for it in order to activate that effect, and then you can summon an Oda's monster from your graveyard. Now listen, if you have an Oda's monster as a material on this card, you can simply discard it as the cost of its effect, and then you can special summon it. That works. I tried it lots of times with Yu-Gi-Oh! On Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro.
And you don't need to already have an Oda's monster in your grave as a viable target.
Yeah, because you can always use the one that you use as the cost as the target to special summon. So the second effect being, if it gets destroyed, you can summon an Oda's monster from your extra deck. Whatever you like. You'll see my choices for this effect later on. Then we have Yala's Rebellion Dragon. Pretty awesome card if you're able to bring it out. That doesn't happen a lot, but it's also a very situational card, but it can do a lot of damage.
Okay.
Then the Yala's Flare Metal Dragon. Pretty obvious. It's a generic rank 7 XYZ monster and one of the best out there. So why not use it? It has a, as you may know, it has a spell and trap immunity, which is very nice, and its nasty burning effect keeps annoying your opponents.
Yeah.
Then one big guy, again, pretty obvious choice. So it's a generic rank 7, so why not play it in a rank 7 deck? Then for the rank 6s we have Utopia. I actually love this card because it has an awesome effect. It basically, when it is summoned, it reduces all your opponent's monsters' attacks to 0.
Yeah, wins your games against Cosmo.
Yes, Dark Destroyer, bye bye, all that stuff. He ruins it. So I really love this guy. I have to say, I first complained when I got 2 of those in my Mega Tin, but I don't regret pulling him because he's awesome. Then one Norito, also a pretty good rank 6 card. I actually discovered this only recently. Maybe I'm too slow or so, I don't know. Yeah, it took a really long time until I discovered this card. Again,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, again, generic. So then for the rank 4s we have, of course, the Purple Mage,
ODK.
the Arc and Castell. I mean, I think I don't really have to explain why I chose them.
No.
They're simply the best things you could summon when it comes to rank 4 axes in this deck. Then we come to the Synchros. We play one Meteor Burst Dragon to fuck up C-frames, or Psy-frames, or whatever they are called. And yeah, also again a nice beta with 2,500 attack points. Not too much, but it still puts a lot of work in it. So yeah, then we have one Clearing Synchro Dragon, again to annoy your opponent's pretty good card. I actually find it a lot better than the Crystal Wing Dragon that was announced a while ago, because Crystal Wing personally is quite difficult to summon because it needs a Synchro monster and a level 1 tuner. Not everyone can make that, but a rank 7 generic Synchro, basically every Synchro deck can play such a card. And it's an awesome effect, so why not use it? Then Black Rose Dragon.
Yeah, self-explaining.
Nuking is fun, so yeah. Then, now, we come to the fusion monsters. You may wonder, why fusion monsters? He hasn't got any fusion spell in this deck. Now, remember, the Oda's Absolute Dragon can summon any type of Oda's extra deck monster. So, of course, also fusion monsters. And for this I play one Vortex Dragon. Very good card, with an effect like Compulsory Evacuation Device. It's which can handle a lot of threats. Not all of them, because some are, of course, have immunity. And yeah, and well, this guy, as soon as I get the second Vortex Dragon, he will disappear forever. But yeah, as long as I don't have it, using me can be quite handy at times because he's a 3000 attack beta. And yeah, this deck doesn't really have a lot of big strong beaters to fight back against Cosmo, so you have to use either Utopia or something that at least has the same attack point as Dark Destroyer with his 3000 attack points. So he can do that.
Okay. So anything else you want to say about the deck?
Well, I know this deck can be even stronger if you put Draco Slayers in there.
Okay.
But Luster Pendulum is quite expensive.
Yeah, but personally, I don't think that Draco Slayers are going that well with the deck. I think it's better to Magic Spectre like you did. But I mean, it's just an opinion.
I saw variants with all 3 of them. Draco Slayer, Magic Spectre, and the known Pendulum engine. That worked pretty well, so you can try it out. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll post a profile about it.
Okay, so this was Ojamas in Pyjamas, and we're out.